Burglars steal puppy only to realize she has a big secret. It wasn't a normal crime. It was something far more deplorable than she thought possible. It didn't just affect their life, but her family's hearts as well. However, the thieves had no idea there were two secrets hidden in what they had stolen. She prayed it would be enough to put things right. Elena Sardi watched as her little girl's eyes lit up with absolute joy. It might have been a birthday gift, but the reaction was like Christmas, Easter, and every other holiday wrapped into one. The little bundle of tan fur licked the 4-year-old's face. It was an instant friendship, one that would soon be interrupted. Her daughter, Mia, decided to call the golden retriever puppy Sasha. They went everywhere and did everything together. This included a special kind of training that would be unique to her daughter's situation. But it was mere weeks into the sit and stay portion of the program when something horrible happened. The family had gone out for dinner at a local pizzeria. They were only gone for a couple of hours, but when they returned, they walked into something that dropped a cold pit into the mother's stomach. They had been robbed. Everything of value had been snatched. The television, game consoles, cash, jewelry, and something irreplaceable. Sasha. Elena held her bawling daughter while trying to hold back her own angry tears. The electronics and cash she could maybe understand, but who in the world would steal a puppy? It was unthinkable. And how do you explain it all to a child? This mom, however, wasn't going to sit around and do nothing. The first thing was to call the police. The second thing would be to contact any vets or animal shelters because the little dog two important secrets. First, she was microchipped. Any hit in the system, and Elena would be the first to know. The second piece of unknown information would end up being the most important. Elena held her daughter's shaking hand as the news camera focused and the reporter held out the mic. Her husband held the phone and filmed their own footage for their social media posts. It had been days of anger and tears, but they needed to take this step. The thief needed to know something about Mia. Her little girl was deaf. Sasha wasn't meant as any old family pet like so many others, she was a companion to Mia. She was being trained for their girl's unique needs. But that wasn't all. Sasha had been chosen over all other puppies for a very special reason. Elena looked into the camera, tears trickling down her cheeks. They didn't care about the stuff that had been taken, only about getting their dog back. She explained that whoever had taken her probably noticed that the quiet little dog didn't act like other puppies. That's because she was very special. She was just like Mia. Sasha was also deaf. Her daughter had lit up with joy when she had first found out there was a pet out there exactly like her. Their training was hand gestures instead of words. They spent hours in quiet play and company. Elena begged the burglar for one thing. Just put her back on our porch when we're gone. We don't care. Please bring back our daughter's friend, she begged. Every part of her wanted to wring the person by the throat and throttle them until they hurt as badly as her family did. But that wasn't going to make their family whole again. So, they waited. The story flew across the internet. They watched as netizens around the world shared the same level of shock and disgust, but also the hope Sasha would be returned. The family stayed away from the porch, leaving it clear for anyone who might have the heart to act. It wasn't long until they heard a sound. It was a faint scratching at the door. They ran to the back and there sat a shivering Sasha. There was no one else around, no face to put to the crime. But they didn't care. The family held each other and cried, but this time they were tears of joy. Mia started to move her hands. It was 3 little gestures, but they meant so much. Her child signed "I love you" to their puppy and then to her parents. It was enough, more than enough. The television didn't matter. The computer could be replaced. They were just objects. As for the thief, Elena was sure of one thing. The act didn't absolve them of their crime, but at least a little part of her was grateful that person had a heart. There was still good in the world. Everyone around them and online celebrated the reunion. It was the happiest ending they could have prayed for.